everyone, welcome back. Jean here. All right, I have another viewer request. I'm trying to get all these viewer requests finished. I had quite a bit, and then Christmas came along and stuff like that, so a little behind. If you ever have a viewer request for me, something to make, something to show you, whatever, just leave it a comment in any video and I'll find it. I do read every one of my comments and I reply back on all my comments. So, okay. So we're going to make our little, which I need one anyways, because, you know, I'm using a pin right now because mine broke. And I never have a spare because they all get taken away from me all the time. People are always taking my stuff. Okay, so I have some of the stuff we're going to use together. Now, I want to say that there is many different ways that you can make these toppers. This is just how I like to do mine. So I have a selection of beads. I'm going to use the beads this time from these mixed packs I got from like AliExpress or Temu, one of them. So I picked out some beads and got them all ready. I already did the wire loop on all of them. I did a video on those, which I'll link in this one. We're going to do, I kind of separated them, which we can kind of maybe use together. The reds and some blues. I got some jump rings here. We got the lobster claws. I'll show you what I use those for. We'll need these. Let me move this aside. Move this aside. Okay, if you don't want to make actual toppers and you want to use a pin like I'm doing here, which I have a little pin, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's a stainless steel pin. So these are both stainless steel. And this one I've had in here for a long time now. And as you can see, it's not rusting. But I want to tell you a point on that. I have done a test in the past. About a year ago, I said this in another one of my videos, that I left a pin in 2 different bottles. One bottle I left and did not use at all. I just kind of let it sit there for a while. And the other bottle I used on a regular basis. And I kind of let it sit for probably about 2 months or so. I just kind of left. I didn't tape this or nothing. I just did this for my own personal sake. And one of them did rust, and I know that I've heard from other people that stainless can rust on occasion. The one that rusted was the one that I didn't use, that I just let sit in the bottle. The one that didn't rust was the one I use on a regular basis, and I'm always cleaning off my pin every time I use my bottle because a little bit of glue gets stuck on there. So I don't know if that was it. I don't know if it was truly not a stainless steel. I don't know if it was, you know, whatever. However, I do buy pins that say stainless steel, but are they? I don't know, you know. So these are just regular pins. I will link everything in the description below. But what I like to use, and everybody has their own choice of what they like to use, is I like to use these jewelry. These are for making, you know, what I use for my looping and all that stuff. So I like to use these jewelry ones. And I have the loop ones and I have the ball ones. And I'm going to show you 2 different styles of stoppers, toppers, however you want to call them, that you can make. These are also stainless steel. And I like these because they're longer for one. It's hard to find a long pin that is stainless steel. You know, I could not find anything over, this is like 2, let's see what this is. Where'd my ruler go? I'll take this ruler because my ruler, oh, here it is. I think this was like 2 inches, just about 1.5 inch on those ones. And these ones here are just about 3 inches. So I like the longer ones, and I'll show you why. Move you back, move you back. For one, I want my pin. Now this is a longer one too. I don't know where this one came from, but that one's a little bit longer. It's not as long as those. But these ones are long enough. They just make it to the end of, I like to get all the way down to the end. So it comes all the way through my nib, whatever it is, whatever size you have. I like to make sure that pin goes all the way down, but I don't want it into the glue. Okay, so make sure it's not long enough that it sits in the glue. And it's going to depend on your bottle, because your bottle might not have, I have a big like topper here, so it normally does not sit inside my glue. I'll put this one on for now with the bigger one. Okay, so we are going to use these ones. The first one I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to, because we need to do some gluing, so I'm going to get both of them prepared. And I'm going to take one of the ball pin, okay, and then we'll grab one back of the one with the loop on top. And this one, so one with the loop. Okay, first thing I want to do on, well, not this one, we don't have to do it on, but this one, because we're going to use this one. We're going to need 2 of those ones. We're going to try to do 3 of them. I'm going to try to get through both colors if I can. This is going to be, the ball one is going to be for our easy one. These ones are going to be for the ones with chains attached to them. I've got a blue, and just I picked the blue bead out of there. And I'm going to need a little seed bead, because this hole is not going to help me when I need to glue, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here. You know how this goes with these little beads, right? Okay. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is, because this is what's going to go inside, and this is kind of what's going to close off my little tip here. So that'll go against there, and I'll close off my little tip. Okay, just like this regular pin. But what we're going to do is we're going to add some glue. Now, you know what glue I like? We'd know it if we found it. There it is. So I like to use the Loctite. Some people, glossy accents. Some people say that works. I've had problems with glossy accents not really holding up. So I always go back to my Loctite. You pick whatever you like. I like the Ultra Gel though, because it doesn't drip on you, and you can just put down a little glob here and it'll hold. So what I do is pull my little seed bead back, and I want to get some glue all the way down, up kind of against on the, it's going on the little metal thing, the pin, and whoops, that's okay if it's too much, and I'm going to pull that back. I'm not going to get my fingers on there, so I'll use my little tip there, because of course we don't want to get super glue my fingers together. So let's put this on there, and we're going to let this sit for later. And normally I have another thing that I put this in, but I don't have it. So we'll just lay it down here, and it should stay together, hopefully. Put it right here, and hopefully it'll stay. Yeah, I think that'll hold it. What I normally do is I have a piece of like styrofoam, and the super glue doesn't really take that long, is I have a piece of styrofoam that I use, and then I hang it upside down in my styrofoam, so it's hanging this way. I know, I do weird things, don't I? But I don't have that right here in front of me. So I am going to do that. I get my needle to stay down there. My little pin stay. Okay. All right, hopefully that'll cooperate with me now. Okay, for this one, we're gonna make a simple, easy one. What I have is this pack of glass beads, which I did show you guys in my haul. Okay. This one's not going to have any chains on it. This one is just simply going to, oh, I forgot to put the other bead on, didn't I? We got to do this other one, because we're going to try to get to 2 of them. Sorry. I was getting ahead of myself as always. Okay, put this one on and get some glue going on this one too. So I got the red. And I got, and I just try to get the glue to work itself around. And once you put that bead over it, okay. And you can use a smaller bead, bigger bead, whatever size you want. I'm choosing to use these ones or this, because I kind of want my bead to show. Okay, all right, everybody's good? Sitting off to the side. Now, for our easy one, I've got this assorted glass beads. I think it was around $15. I will link it again. It was in, I believe, maybe Monday's haul video. Yeah, I think Monday's. So let's pour a bunch of this out and see what we want to work with. You have a big variety of all different kinds of beads. Maybe I'll hang on to that, and let's see what we want. We'll play around a little bit. So this one is basically just going to be, there's not going to be no chain work on this one. My goodness, sometimes these these holes are hard to find. So we have that. Let's put this one on. And then I'll put this one down because I like to have make sure it's a nice round one on the bottom, just to make sure it sits good against the glue bottle. So you can have something like this, which I think is kind of cute. So I'm just going to go with this. Okay, same thing. Now, if you want, you can put glue, you know, all the way up if you want. I found that that's really not necessary as long as you have the glue down to the bottom. But I will put the glue in between this one, and I'll put a little bit in between this one to help hold. Make sure I got enough, trying to get all around the edges there, and then pull it down, and that'll have to dry. And that'll be our, we're gonna let that sit, and that'll be just like, and I still have more than enough. That's why you want the longer pin, because I still have more than enough to go down into my glue bottle, as you can see right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this one off aside now too and let it dry. And then we're gonna start working on our chains. And I'm gonna have to pause, you guys, because I think my chain I left upstairs. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, and I knew I was gonna forget that chain up there too. Let's see, I need a cutter. Cutters are in this pile. Which ones do I like? One of them I like better than the other one. I should mark it. So this is for the chain I'm using on this one. This is just from an old necklace. So go to your, like, you know, Goodwill stores, your thrift stores, and pick up a bag of their like costume jewelry and stuff. You can use the beads out of it. You can use the chains out of it. You can use the jump rings out of it. You can use the little lobster clasp. You can use everything out of it. So that's what I do. I do a lot of jewelry like that. And of course my jewelry from Temu and stuff like that. So let's move this. Okay, so to do my chain, and we'll do just one at a time, so not to be working on two at once, is I'm going to take probably, I'm going to do 3 chains on this one, I think. So I'm just kind of estimate down here how long I like them to dangle. And, you know, it's just for show anyways. You're not using the chain, you know, so the chain can be as long as you want it to be. So I think I'm going to cut right about here. And I'll give you a quick measurement on this as soon as I cut it off. This is just your preference, you know. Make it as long as you want, short as you want. So my first chain, this will be my longest chain, is going to be approximately 1.5 inch. Then I think I'll do 2 of them at like 1 inch maybe, or 1 at 1 inch, which will be right around here. Cut that. I think I used my pink one. This is the one I like better, because that one gets right up there. Okay, so then we got about a 1.5, a 1 inch, and now let's go with around a 3/4. And you can get quite a bit out of one of these necklaces, so you know, these chains somewhere around here. Okay. Okay, push that stuff aside. You behave over there. Okay, our 3 chains. Okay, next, we need that. We need a ring. So I'm gonna connect all 3 of these right now. Okay, bring you back down a little bit. Down, down, down. Okay, so we're gonna connect these 3 chains. Chain, chain, chain. Okay, I'm not gonna sing. So we're just going to connect all 3 of them. It doesn't really matter how they get connected on here. 1, 2. You can do 1 chain, you can do 3 chains, you can do, you know, whatever you want. Okay. I like them to be staggered a little bit. And I think last week was my video on the dangles on, oh my goodness. The dangles on our bulky tools. I forgot what we did last. So those ones I did, I think 2 chains, and so we're gonna do 3 on this one. Now I should have left it open because we've got to put our, what I like to do is put one of these little lobster claws on. Lobster claw clasp. So we're going to put one of these on. My camera is jerky. What does that mean? Because it's Sunday night. I swear it is something to do with Sunday night. More people are using their Wi-Fi or something. I don't know. Because our snow isn't that bad. So we're not having that issue right now. Okay. Close it up. All right. See, and now all we're going to do is, you can change out, so I'm just going to show on this one until we get the other ones dry, is instead of, you know, putting new pins on all the time, you can just change out your dangle. So that's how I make mine. So if I'm sick of this dangle on here, take it off, and I have some, you can have some spares laying around, which I have none right now, and then put a new one on. Okay, so now let's take a look at our beads. I want, for the longest one, I want a focal bead here. So my longest chain is right down there. Okay, so let's get up here. Okay, let's work with the blue. So I think there I'm going to put this big bow down. And then I got, let's go with this heart, maybe. I'm just setting it up. I think actually I want this other heart, this more solid color one. So those will be the bottoms of my 3, and then we'll add some more on. So we have that. So let's go ahead and get some more jump rings here. And like I said, this is kind of your choice, how you like to do everything, how much beads you want to put on. Since you're not using it like a pokey tool, are my pokey tools? Nope, I think I brought them upstairs because I think I have to give one away already. Oop, that's the wrong tool. You know, people, I got a lot of, you know, like, you know, people that I live close by and stuff that are always, you know, wanting stuff. Okay, so let's close that one up. And that's our main one. Now let's go ahead and grab another one. I need to have some time, you think after Christmas is over, but to sit down and make a lot of everything. Like, if I plan on doing a craft show at all, I need some stock. And let me tell you, I don't have time. Okay, now where's the end of another one? You know, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. You just go for what you like. And then we're just going to close that one up. And now let's do the other one. And I kind of like to get everything out and ready that, like, I don't know if I'm not going to use all these beads that I picked out, but I like to have everything ready. And anything I don't use goes in my container that I have of beads that are already have the loops and everything on. So that when I do need to make something, I have it and I'm ready to go. So sometimes, like when I'm watching TV, I'll sit there and wire loop some beads. I may not always get much wire loop during a TV movie, but because I'm get too into the movies. Okay. All right, let's close that one up. I always like to start with my, like, what I call my focal points. So now this is what we have here. It's the other kind of staggered, you know, which is the way I like it. So that's going to be our, you know, kind of our point there. And now let's put some beads on. Let's untangle that one there. Okay, so I'll start with basically, we have a heart there. I kind of do this. I think I'll just put these clear round ones on each side like that. And then I have this really cute, I think I'll do this flower one. This flower one I'll put up this way a little bit. And then, or do I want something in between? I might put something in between there. Okay, let's do these ones. My fingers are somewhat healed. I didn't want to tackle, I'm like doing everything. They have me on, okay, so I use a lanolin, which is a nipple cream. You buy that in the baby section. And then I put gloves on. I can only stand the gloves for about an hour though. I just don't like things on my hands like that. And then they gave me a prescription. I don't know the name of it offhand. Let's see, I'll put this right about here. And then CeraVe. She said just use CeraVe, don't use anything else. Most other ones, of course, you know, have alcohol in them. So she's got me just doing that. So I've been sticking to that. They still split open though. But, you know, and I put liquid bandage on right away. That actually seems to make it worse. As soon as I notice that it's going to break open, I'll put liquid bandage on. But actually, that seems to make it worse. But they're actually, like, they're healed right now. They're at the, where there's some peeling left. But they're not split open right now. Because it makes it a little hard to craft. And I want to do some Valentine cards yet for you guys. Okay, where did we leave off? Right about here on this one. And go right about there. I don't put a ton of beads on. You don't need a ton of beads. Just put on, you know, enough pretties. And now this one, we'll put on this flower one, I think. I'm looking at my beads again and seeing if I want that flower one. Yeah, I'm going to do the flower one. And I'm not like so picky about it that, you know, I just kind of go with it and see what we like. And then, you know, they usually all turn out quite nicely anyways. Now, you can go, you know, really fancy. You can go like Hello Kitty theme. You can go, you know, like I did color themes kind of today. I went with those packs that I have. I haven't used them yet. So I'm like, I'm going to pull these out for this video. And you could buy those mixed packs. If I can still find them, you know, those were at least a year ago. I bought those. Probably won't be able to find them, but if I can, I will link them. But all you have to do is look up beads on, mixed beads on Temu or AliExpress, or I did mixed, these are all glass beads in here. So I did mixed glass beads and came up with those. So I tried those and I thought that was a good price because they are glass beads. Okay, so now let's see what we have. And okay, I like the top part. I think there's plenty up here. I'm going to add 1 or 2 more onto our long strand. But otherwise, I think I like it the way it is. And I'm going to go with, I got this cute kind of tubular shape one. Let's see. I'm thinking, let's put that right in the middle, and then we'll see if we want to add something else yet to that one. We don't need to go do an overkill here. Okay, so there we go. I like to put some different shapes in. This one I pretty much kept with just kind of like, you know, not a lot of different colors. Let's go right about in the middle here. Okay, with that one. Now these tools you can get anywhere. You can get off a Dollar Tree. You can get, you know, Amazon. Anywhere you can get, you know, even you can get them off of Temu, AliExpress, all that stuff. Now the only thing I really care about is a really good cutter. And I know I like this one because this one uses the tip. And I have another one around here somewhere. I have gone through cutters because, you know, they're not always the best. All right, so let's pull that back up, guys, and see what we like. I think that's more than enough on this one, okay? Let's pull it's going to go on this bead. Let's hope it's dry. Yep, okay. So we have that. All we have to do now is hook it on. So now all we have to do is just hook it on there. I can get my finger out of the way. And look at that. Now let's put it on our bottle. And I might be cutting some of that off. I keep it on until the end, because I don't know how far down my bead is not quite dry yet. So I'm gonna have to put some more in there, but we will put this on quick If I can, oh my gosh, let me bring it closer to me, guys, because I'm like, there we go. All right, so it'll look like that. Isn't that cute? Now, do I want to, I'm gonna cut a little bit off here because I don't need it that long. Okay, now because I have dogs in the house, I really make sure I get all my pieces. And they go on here, okay? So what we're gonna do with this one, because, well, it feels dry, I guess. That little one's not moving, the big one's moving, but that's okay. And then we're gonna put this back and let it sit while we work on the other one, okay? But now you have, that's what you have. You know, I think it's quite cute, you know, because you're not working with, like with the pokey tools, it doesn't come off. You can take it off. But with the pokey tools, it stays on there. So with this, when you're using glue, you take that off. So it really doesn't matter how much bead work you put on there. That's totally up to you how much you put on there. Okay. Put that one off to the side. Let's see how this one is. This one should be dry too now. Let's put this one in there and you can see that one too. And you can just have something like that. This one's a little top heavy, but it's still gonna work for you. Maybe turn it on the side. So maybe not this long one, maybe a shorter one in the, that I would have went with, you know, on that one. Okay, so we have that. All right, so let's do a red one. All right, so we need the same thing. We need 3 chains. I'll do the same measurements on those. I'm just doing a quick gust of work here. One. There we go. Don't have to be perfect. Do whatever you want. And right about here. So I did like 1 1/2, 1 3/4. I think I got these off of Amazon in a kit. And like I said, they cut, this one does not cut very well at the tip. And this one cuts really well at the tip. So that's what I like. Let's move this out of our way. And we're gonna work on the red ones. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna hook these together. Grab our lobster out right away. So we're all set. Like, why did I lose that already? Okay. My opening is there. And we'll add on our chain. I think this is my last beaded viewer request. I have my list is upstairs, but I think this was my last. This one and the Pokey Tool beaded one last week, those were some of my most popular requests that I've gotten. And if usually if just one person is requesting it, I'll put their name in the video, but there was a lot of people that requested these ones. So I don't want to, like, you know, leave anybody out, so I don't put a name at all then. Okay, now let's look at our beads. For my focals, I have this another bowl. And of course, we'll go with a heart again. And I got another bowl. We have a flower. Maybe we'll do something like that. We have this rose. We do have a butterfly, a clear butterfly. Let me hold these in here. Like, do I want to go with a white and clear like that and the red? Or do we want to put the butterfly in there and do that and put this more in the middle? Maybe I'll put that more middle. Maybe I'll stay that way for now. This is always the hardest, like, and it shouldn't be hard. You know, it's going to look good no matter how you put it on here. So you know, just put it on. Don't stress, guys. Just put it on. Okay. I'm probably more stressed when I'm on camera because I'm like, okay, so we're going to just open our ring and you pull forward and backwards and not sideways. You don't pull out, pull this way. And you don't need to go that far either. Just need enough to get your jump rings in there. Oops, I almost dropped that one. And I want the long, make sure I get the longest chain for the bow. Okay, we have our pretty red bow there. Just trying to find where the opening, you can't see it. Heart. Because, like, I don't really worry too much about the pin that I use. You know, I like using these head pins because I will change them out probably, I probably about around a year, and I dispose of this one and put in a fresh one in. Just, I don't know if that makes a difference or not, just to make sure that they don't rust on me. So I'm not spending a lot of money. These weren't that much. I will, of course, link it. I got them from Amazon because I wanted the longer ones. But, so I don't stress much over about getting high quality. Oh, what? But apparently I didn't have this one hooked tight enough. I'm like, what's going on here? Didn't have it tight enough. One of the, or I bet my ring down there maybe is not tight enough. I may have to go in and tighten that one when I made my loop. Let me see. See if I have my little tool down here, my little round one. Let's see if I can tighten that a little bit more. Okay. And now the butterfly we gotta put on. Like I said, I don't know. That's just something I do. I use glue on almost a daily basis, especially since I've had this YouTube channel. Before I started the YouTube channel, I used to do a lot of Dreaming Trees 3D projects. I love doing his projects. Since I started this channel, I haven't had as much time to work on some of his things. And I have a whole list of things. I still keep buying them that I want to do. And I don't necessarily want to do his on camera because he does a great job of his own tutorial videos that, you know, I don't think it's, you know, fair for me to show it myself. Even though I know he wouldn't mind, but okay, so now we have that. So now let's go with, I'm going to put the white one. I'm going to put this white one in here. And I have other white ones, so we're going to go, actually, let's do this. We're going to put the white rose here. I'm going to be a little symmetrical today. Do I have oh, I do have a wrap, a ring. I couldn't find the little wrap. And then instead, I'll put the round one in the middle. And we need our rings out here. But I really haven't had as much time to do some things like I want to do, but that's okay. It's not like I'm not doing anything fun. I'm doing you know, a lot of different things. Some of these things I haven't done for many years, so. And it gets my brain working again, coming up with different ideals. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know anybody who has RA or arthritis or anything like that. I swear I have the worst time holding on to little things. You know, I gotta squeeze these down to hold that on there. Okay, there's one. Working with these little things though. I'm glad my fingers are at a point where I can do this, because let me tell you, they were actually hurting my last video. They were like, I just was hoping don't break open while I'm on video here. They don't want to see that. Oh boy. Guys, I don't know why you stick with me sometimes. I do believe, guys, we should be having a giveaway this month. Let's see. Come on, get in there. All right, I got that, and now we need, on this one, we'll put the round one on. I use 2 glue bottles. One's upstairs. So I do my main crafting upstairs. This is more my just taping down here, but I still keep the supplies down here. So I try not to forget to bring down what I need. Before, when I was just crafting and not doing YouTube, I basically just used 1 glue bottle, and now I have 2 that I use on a regular basis. Okay, let me hold on to that. Let's see what we have. So we have something like that. I can get this untangled. We can see this better. Get the butterfly. That. We definitely need something here. And I may put something else on there. And I kind of messed up. I should have did, because I don't really want that color there. So I'm going to take this back off again. I know I told you guys don't stress, but I don't like the colors together, what I'm going to be doing. So I don't want 2 reds together. You can have 2 reds together, but I don't really want that. So I'm going to take you off of here and move you down. This is why I normally think these things through first, but you know, okay, get a hold of this better. Okay, put that back on there now. Let's bring this closer down to the bowl. And then, we don't want that. We're going to do the red heart. Okay, and now I want the red heart up there. Take that guy. Okay. And voila. Find my lobster clasp, see what we have. So we have that. And I think that's plenty. More than enough on there. And like I said, these are just plastic beads. It's going to be heavier if you do the other beads. I need my other one. Okay. So now in this case, if I wanted to use this to change out, I would put like a clear bead here or a white bead. Because right now you don't want to put the blue on this one. I don't want to put the red one on with this bead. You know, so you think of that. So this one I would only be able to switch out now. I can leave that off. With like something that has reds in it. And same with that one. It had something that has blues in it. So keep that in mind. I glued that there, but I didn't put enough glue down there. This is what happens. I'm in too much of a hurry when I'm showing you guys. And I don't take my time to do my glue. And I'm just going to let it sit down here so you guys can see it. And we'll put this one back in. So you can see one in, move that out of my way. And so we have that one. And now, we have the red one. Let's take our flowers and flip it so you can kind of see it better. And we'll flip it, and we have our blue one. And then we just have a basic one where we just put some beads in it. And you could just take and, let me put my cap on my glue so that doesn't dry out on us. You can just take one of these eye pins again and just even put just one bead on. I like to keep it at a kind of a roundish bead. And you can even just put one bead on, and that is your stopper. You don't have to put like 3 beads on like I did. Nothing really goes with this one, so. A lot of blues in this batch. Let's see what's this one. I want to see how that looks with those. This brown one. So just take your beads, play around. This is like a little nugget. I don't know where the hole is on it. There we go. It's like a little nugget. It's kind of cute. And put another one of the brown one on. So you can do that. So play with your beads. These are like brown, like a... And this one would be shorter than this one. And then I might keep that like that. Let's glue it up, guys. Let's put a little bit up out here, and then I'm gonna separate it. Just gotta make sure I'm getting enough on there. You know, I'm trying not to take too much time on camera here. Come on, get off of there. There. That should be better. It's like it dries clear anyway, so it doesn't really matter how much. So that one's kind of got a cool, this little nugget looking one I thought was kind of cool. So we'll let all these dry for a while overnight, and then I can play with them. And I'll probably cut some of that off. But that's how easy it is to make some dangles for your glue stoppers. And this, you can make this the same way as you make a dangle. So when you make your pokey tools, like I have this one here. This is one that I made a long time ago. And if I wanted to, I could take off of my glue stopper. If I can get hold of it. Take it off of there. And put it on here. Now, of course, I wouldn't put it on this one. You know, unless you like blue and yellow together. But you definitely can do that. So just make up, even if you just make up a bunch of these and keep them in your stash, they're interchangeable. As long as you put this little lobster on, they're all interchangeable, and you can take and use them for, you know, your glue stoppers, your pokey tools, your pens. These are a little long for pens. I wouldn't make them this long for pens, you know, because they're a little bit long. You don't want, like when you're writing, you don't want things slapping your wrist and everything. But there you go, guys. That bead fell off. We'll put it back on later. There. So that's how easy it is to be done, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this one and laughed around a little with me when I drop things. You know, I drop things. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.